Okay, I'm back from my break. Welcome to another session. This is going to be the 8th session, except that the first 3 or so I didn't record, or the recording wasn't good. I left off with implementing a basic enemy, so I'm going to go over again what I did. A simple periodic function. Every half an hour it calls this, and we'll probably, since we have a wandering state, we want to add movement, move vector. This is going to be a vector 2. I can set it to 0, 0, no movement, and wander function will pick a vector. So we'll simply do this: move vector x equals 0 or 1, pick random. Same for y, 0, 1, pick random. Now we create a speed, which is going to be a float because we will use this for velocity. And here we normalize the vector, even though we probably don't have to. Hang on, this is the collision. I wanted to be able to hit him, but if collision happened, so I'm going to print the collider. So we have a normalized vector. Now we just need to set our velocity. Which is also a vector times speed. And in the process we call move and slide because it's a character body, and this will take the velocity value and apply it and move the character in our direction. So the character should now be kind of walking around. We started the timer. Okay. He should be in the overworld. It's printing, but he's not moving. Do I have to set velocity here? Oh, I'm an idiot. Speed. I've set the speed to 0. So let's give him a speed of 10. So every half a second he's gonna move in a different direction. And he's wandering. So we probably want a higher speed, like 20, but we also don't want to randomize his direction every half a second, so every second could work. See, this also means that he can stand around for a bit. He's moving towards me. Oh, right, I'm an idiot. He's only going to move. Right, down and right, so I need this too. This will allow him to move in the opposite direction. Okay. So he's moving around, but too much, every 3 seconds. Maybe we should randomize the wait time as well. Hang on. Here we do action timer, set wait time, and we also do some random values. Actually, I can do something better here. Rand is a function, isn't it? Okay, hang on. There should be a function called random. Random, right. This is what I want. Returns a pseudo-random flow between 0 and 1. So we want rand f plus 1 point. This is our minimum value. And I want to scale this up to 5 seconds. So this will make, let's see, this will make him pick a random direction of between every half a second, after half a second or 5 seconds. So I wanna see what the action timer here actually is. Action timer, wait time. I should probably change this state a little because waiting 4.64, you can see down here, right? And then he's pushing me, right, too. So this is something I need to fix a little, because you can push the guys around a little. Collision. Oh, right. Let's see if we can. He's colliding with player, and he's not colliding with my attack. This is just a creepy sound effect I picked up on the internet. Probably not the best idea. But yeah, we can get collisions from this guy. So we can at least... well, I'm not going to make an enemy that hits you when you touch it, because that's kind of silly. We'll give them attacks. And this guy walks around. So... Now, what I've mentioned about my library, now I want my NPC to wander around. So, instead of putting this stuff here, I'm going to do a small change and put this probably here. Maybe. I don't want to create another singleton, so generic NPC enemy stuff, I don't know, function let's see, NPC wander. So what do I need for this? I had a lot of stuff open. So we have a timer, we have process move and slide. Well, this is an important function, so we'll do this. NPC wander. And we need the object. So object needs to have a move vector. Let's see. Has properties, has methods. Let me clean up my buffers here a little. I think I'm done with the chest for now. So objects, oh, right. Object has properties, object move vector, and what else do we need? It needs to have velocity, even though that should be standard, but static objects, static bodies don't have velocity, so if not, then we debug print this is our guard clause. It also needs a timer. We can pass that here. Okay, so object and tree generic enemy NPC enemy stuff. So now I still need to do this because I've connected the timer here. So nothing much changes except that function has moved, and now I can do this self and use action timer for this. Let's see what happens. Oh, right. I need to use the object for this. Speed. Okay, it also needs speed. Object is still moving. Ta-da. I mean, enemy is moving, and now I'm gonna go into my NPC class and do something similar. So what do I have to do here? All I need to do is create a timer and just create a timer and perform action which just calls NPC wonder. Oh, great. I tend to turn off my editor here and there. And action timer. Okay. Move vector. Oh, right. Wait. That should have guarded us here. Yeah. And my guard clause has failed. So hang on. I need to fix my code here. If I think it has key or just has. Oh, that's a list, okay. This is a dictionary. This is what you can do in Godot now, so it's awesome. Anonymous functions. If dictionary has p found equals true, I'll do this differently. we'll do this. And found is true. But wait, it captures the enclosing scope, so I don't think I can do this. So no. For the in object, it's oh well. Missing required properties to wander. Okay, but for some reason it still tries to access the vector. Did I not return from the function? No, I didn't. I'm an idiot. Okay. So, as you can see, missing required properties to wander. So this is the whole point of this, right? So I need move vector and speed in my NPC in order to make this work. 0, 0, and NPC character is also supposed to be wandering. That's because we are not doing this. And now our NPC also wanders. And I can do this with anything that has those properties, except because I'm using move and slide, it has to be a character body this time. But if I were to use a different function, then yeah. Now I have both an NPC moving and an enemy moving. And this is the reason why I'm doing this. And it didn't require much. I had to create a timer, but I could have created that here too, if I just wanted to do like npc init. So now we'll just do this. Except the problem here that I don't like is that it's not going to be type checked. But yeah, we can do this too. I'm gonna set and we cannot set. I would have to ask for a function. What if we did something else though? We could try this. This is a callback function for the NPC in a completely different class, so don't worry, this should work. So we've created the timer. What else did we need? Perform activate, that's NPC that's dialog. Action timer. Start. And the only thing that we have to do is move and slide. Speed, vector. Okay. Let's see if this works the way I expect it to. So now oh, right, I cannot do this. I cannot do this because I don't have access to the object, so we have to actually request a callback function. This sets up our NPC. So instead of doing this, we'll leave it up to our new function. Oh. We have to still call this, but action timer, what did I call this? It should have an action timer, but not accessible without the dot. And here self and this. Okay, I don't think I started the timer. So in this way we can, oops, hang on. Not getting action timer. Did I make a typo or something? It's the on timer. Okay. I'm gonna try to set it like this. This is a valid syntax if this used to be valid, but it's not anymore, so missing required properties to wonder. It seems like it doesn't set the property list properly. So unfortunately, this isn't something we can do. What does set do anyway? Right, if the property does not exist, right, so yeah, I forgot that this is different from previous code versions. Okay, so that means we have to do this in our parent object. We could choose this differently. We cannot. We can do this. We can create the throwaway timer, because the timer is parented to it, so it will get cleaned up. So we can do at least that. Otherwise, wait, no, I can't even do that because the wonder function relies on this. Okay, sadly this won't work the way I wanted. So I'm keeping this the way it was, creating you could do this in Godot 2, maybe even 3, but maybe I'm thinking of something else. There may be some other way to do this. I know we can do this via meta, but I don't want to do meta stuff. Because I don't really know what meta is supposed to be. Only has method and that's it. We could do this via metadata, which you know, for the sake of just trying something different, I'm going to try this. I'm going to do this, and we see how far we can get with automating this whole process. Because I already showed that the previous method would work. Set meta. Alright. I would have to use meta everywhere. It's not good. I would have to use this here too. Never mind. Never mind. Cancelling this because I would have to change this whole thing. It would work. Except I would have to remove these guard clauses, etc, etc. No, not a good idea. It's better to just write the values here. And just do this. So no, it cannot be done the way I want it, sadly. At least not with variables. With the rendering, yeah. This is also savable because of these two lines. If you remember what I've done previously, these two things ensure I can save the object automatically as long as I call this function. So this object actually uses two roles, quote-unquote roles, savable and wanderable. I always forget to start the timer. It's also interactable. And it all works. And there's no object hierarchy to complicate stuff. Because if I had made a class that would have the savable properties, I would now have to implement this stupid hierarchy of interactable, savable, and wanderable objects all in one class, or make separate classes, and then I would have problems integrating the enemy into also the wandering state. Maybe I want to save the enemy as well. So no inheritance. Even though I know I can create a class where the object has all the properties I want, but that class would be called savable, interactable, and wanderable. Because an NPC can do a lot of stuff, but doesn't have to do those things. And I can sort of customize the way it behaves. Where are they going? Maybe I should keep track of how much they traveled. So that they stay relative inside some radius. How long have we been recording? It's been 45 minutes. 43 minutes. Oh, we also have this dialog box. So this I also should put in the library. I'm just gonna make a maybe I'll also improve my debugging function. Oops. Not what I wanted. Oh. So if my object is missing now a property, it will tell me which one. So I don't have to print this here. So suppose I remove speed. Right. Oops, this is the enemy. Suppose I remove speed because it's not used anywhere in this script, so it's not gonna throw an error. Now it should tell me is missing property speed. NPC character body is missing property speed. But yeah, the whole wandering is covered inside one function. It just requires a little bit of setup. I could also just make this different completely, but I'm not going to go into that. We also have an activate. I'm not going to change that. I'm just going to continue trying to implement hitting the enemy. So I'm going to have to make some changes to melee effect. To the player. Or do I do this in the enemy? I can do this in the player, the attack animation, the swoosh. Melee effect target. Oh, that's a different scene. Or in the enemy. I'm probably going to go for the enemy. No. Oh, that should be okay. This would actually prevent a few bugs where the character, if there's a bug and you can spawn many attack polygons or attack objects from the player, it's going to deal massive damage if it bugs out and there's going to be unfreed stuff. Kind of like the infinite sword glitch, but from Zelda in OOT, but not quite, but similar. So now what do I want to do? Adding as a collision shape. I'm just gonna add an area to the, call this hitbox. Or hurtbox, right? And for the hurtbox, we could use the same shape. I don't know, not really important. Oh, right. Alright, the way I did it is if you duplicate that, it's going to use the same object or reference to it, I think, but I'm just gonna play it safe and add a circle shaped one here. Yeah, that's fine. So this now collision layers. I'll be playing around with that later. So now or is that an area for the swoosh. Where's my swoosh? Yeah, that's an area. And that should do it. Here, taking damage from object, because I think that's passes an object that was collided with. Okay, should work. Should work, but there we go. Taking damage from area to the, yeah, see, it's taking damage. So let's make this more obvious by, now I need to make sure I identify the player attack so that the melee effect, the way I do this is very simple, sometimes even just absolutely dumb, but I don't need to add anything extra here. I can just do this. If object, let's see, get parent, because I want the parent of the area to be, name equals melee swoosh. You can use the name of nodes as a sort of a conditional check, which is kind of amazing if you think about it, because now you can filter nodes based on name. So this is really helpful. It's not pointless to have a name for a node. Taking damage from this object. You can also try get parent here so that it's more obvious what's happening. And we run the scene. Let's see. Okay, I need to stop printing so much text. Wondering. Melee swoosh. Melee swoosh. Did it not work? Let's print this, and let's not print this because it's annoying. Oops. I called the node differently in my code. Okay. So if I go back here, spawn attack, yeah, this is what I called it. Okay, so maybe we shouldn't change stuff like this randomly. I should keep it consistent. See what happens here. Okay, still seems to work. Taking damage from melee swoosh. No. Okay. Yeah, that's the upside and downside of doing it like this, because if you forget the name of your node, then it won't work. It just won't work. But yeah, Since I'm doing this, let's just like add hit points. How much hit points do I want this to have? Let's have him take 3 hits and just disappear. See what happens if it disappears. He disappeared, and let's see if enemy is wandering. Nope. Seems like only the NPC, meaning the enemy's stuff, got despawned. Okay, but that's not what I want, right? I don't want the enemy to just disappear. Let's just say that the enemy will just for the extra frames, I'll have the enemy have a dying animation. So I will allocate extra 1 or 2 for its dying animation. Animated sprite, so extra 2 is going to be dying. And here I'm going to select the animated sprite 2D, play, dying. I'm also going to connect I could theoretically just call Q3 here, right? And we change the state to enemy states idle because we don't want anything to happen. This is the dying, right? Enemy dies. Anything else we need to turn off? Yeah. Okay. That was too fast. I didn't see anything. Just set this back to 5, 4 even, or maybe 2. Like real slow. Yeah. Okay, I'm an idiot. I need to make sure the enemy actually stops walking by resetting his movement vector right after I stop the timer. Okay, something happened, but he kept moving for some strange reason. seems like he stopped finally. That was an accident. Action timer stop. He refuses to stop. Oh. That's velocity. I keep forgetting that it's important. That will stop him, for sure. Well, then it didn't. It didn't stop him. He just keeps on going. A real go-getter. I think he finally decided to stop. Yeah. Okay, let's see how many variables I actually need for this, because I set the velocity here, move vector, set everything to 0, to idle, stop timer. Yeah, he stops. You can barely see it, but the frames are playing. Let me just make this more obvious. This is how you zoom the camera, at least you'll know. Boing. Oh. Also, see, the text is nicely scaled still, but now everything's zoomed in crazily. It's still too blurry. Also, yeah, I forgot that you can do Y sorting here. Neat. Although this can be easily achieved by putting this thing on another layer. I didn't need Y sort for this, but yeah, works. So the NPC should set his direction as well for the animation. Up, down. Maybe you want enemies that don't change animations. I hope you saw the numbers change. But since you're doing animations with the enemy, then I guess we can include in our library something like object get node animated sprite 2D. if object has node, then we play if vector x is. Come on, how did I do this in the player? The player also has a move vector. That's for input. And here we have animation. Okay, so this is how I did this. Okay. I'm just gonna copy paste this, since that's useful anyway. Maybe I'll put this into a separate function. Animate. Let's see. Oh, I can put this here. So now comes the time where I have to context vector standing frame. Let's get rid of those for now. Left, right. Okay. Okay. Look up. We have to change this. The side, down and up. That's how they're called in my enemy class. Probably have to move some stuff because now I have object functions in two different singletons. Has properties. What does it need? Move vector and animated. So that's not really a property, it's a node. And if not this and or not has no sprite 2D. And here animated sprite 2D flip age equals true. Here equals false. Now we go back to our enemy, and in our wander function we animate the walk. Where is it? Oh. Oh. Okay, so we can put that either in the NPC wander. Should I call it NPC animate? I guess, because only characters are walking, not objects. Can make sense. Oh, this is called differently now. So. Okay, now we need to just make sure. Oh, I didn't do this for the NPC. I wasn't looking properly. Oh, here it is. He's going down. Side, flipped. Up. Oh, look at him go. Side, right, neat. It took a while for him to do that though. Oh. Was I just not looking right or something? Or there was a bug. There was a bug. Where he sort of... Yeah, there's another bug. He's standing and nothing, and he's animating. So, standing frames. How about we make this less like the character, where he stops moving in that direction and just turns in any he just stops and turns around into any direction, right? So just to see how that would look, I'll look the standing frame. Let's see, we have to add a move vector though for this. It's hard for me to find this. If object move vector equals vector 0, 0, then object get node stop and get node animated sprite to D, set frame 0. So the first frame should be the standing frame, or depends on, it really depends, but yeah. So now when he stops voluntarily, he should stop playing animation, and it should be a, this is side for some reason when he was going down. So there's definitely some animation bugs which are hard to debug with moving numbers that are mirrored horizontally. Or is it okay, I don't maybe it was a D flipped horizontally, probably. Up 1, nice. He's going side, so he's like going like this, right? There's you can, I made the movement versatile, like if you, with the character, if you notice that he doesn't change his initial animation, side 1, and now he's not moving, he's not animating. Okay, so down left, he was going down left, which is -1, -1. So if -1, 0, one is down, this is up. Down, side up. Move vector, this is stop. Wasn't there a bug with this, with my character as well? I think there was. If I press this, right, if I press 2 diagonal keys at the same time, then yeah. Okay, so that's the same bug that I just copied over. Why though? If it changes to X, will this take priority? Oh, I should fix this now in the player first, because that's how I'm going to know and test this easier. I want to be brave and get rid of this. This is strange. Oh, okay, So now I'm debugging my controller. If it keeps playing it, then yeah. The move vector is normalized, so that's why it that's why. Okay, what if I do this? Can I do round? Should have checked for minus. I'm an idiot. Anyway. Okay, it seems. Hang on. It seems like that. Oops. Okay, that seems to have worked. Rounding this. What if I just do? I can't do that. Because if I check if it's not 0, then I have to check if it's negative. Can I get the sign? That's not the kind of sign I was looking for. Returns mine. Okay. Okay, so this should be okay. Maybe I can turn this into an integer. Okay, let's see. Let's see how Godot responds if I give him floats and... Wait, maybe I can just do this. Still doesn't work. Okay, so that's not the right solution. Let's try this. I have to press them precisely at the same time. So this has worked. So can I do this on the right? Okay, I pressed all of them at once for a weird a weird sideways walk. Wow, okay. Well, it kind of works. I'm walking at a 30-degree or like 20-degree angle by holding everything at once. Okay. Seems to respond well, so now for the same solution in the enemy, and I'll conclude this tutorial with applying the same to the NPC. Oh, it's not a tutorial, sorry. This devlog. Where's my enemy? Here's the enemy. So animate. Oh right, I want this. So this works. Although I could just do the same thing with this, which should work in the same way. I probably should, but it's what it's going to do is going to prioritize the Y movement over the X movement. So if he's going to walk diagonally, he's going to always be facing down, which kind of makes sense if you think about it. So let's apply that here too. This will prioritize now the moving down, the vector moving down, which means if I do this in the player, check the sign for the thing, has to be an integer, right? Sign that is for integers, I guess. I can just pass it off like that. Okay, there's a small issue though. It's not animating because it keeps hitting play. So yeah, that's why I left it out. I'm going to have to take a break, so where is this? It's not gonna work here. So y is not going to equal 1 or minus 1, so I should only apply this to one of the variables if I want to prioritize, because if it's going to be diagonal, it's never going to be 1, because we normalize it, and we normalize it here too. Where is it? Oh, here it is, normalized. So now it's going to work sideways always, which is, I don't like that. I don't like that. Where is my player? Here. Let's apply this to y instead of x. See what happens. Perfect. it ignores the x, because when you're going diagonally the x is 0.7 and not 1. So kind of a cheese there. Nice. Nice. Very nice. Okay. Same for the enemy. So we're going to prioritize y or x. I've written many controllers in Godot 2, 3, etc. Many, and this is the best solution I came up with. A better iteration, kind of a quick implementation without booleans, because booleans introduce a lot of bugs that you don't want to deal with. Now it's time to spy on our enemy a little, or rather, let's just apply this directly to the NPC. So the NPC should have move vector and animated sprite 2D. It also should have these animations, side up down, which it should have, and it moves, it animates. And it stops animating when you talk to him. Neat, huh? I don't even know how I achieved that. Oh, with a stop, right, with a stop, pausable. Also, the animation on the enemy moves faster because I configured it for 12 FPS and the NPC has 5 FPS animation, so that's why. Maybe I should make it so that when they hit the player they stop, so that they don't try to push you out of the map, or that they instantly change direction, something like that. But yeah, two different objects. Both need move and slide, so they have to be character bodies in this instance, but same principle applies for any object I'm going to use. Look how they moving. Look how they be moving. Also, probably in the next video I'm going to show how I make some of these noises. Of course I get some from freesound.org. But some of them I made myself, and it was surprisingly easy to do. The step is from freesound.org, but these clicks are I made them with Audacity, surprisingly easy. It's easier to spy on this guy. D1 flipped. Maybe we don't want him flipped horizontally upon up-down directions, so we just want if any of these get triggered, then we'll set this to false. We just want the up-down, we just want the side to be flipped when going left or right. Now I don't know. That should be important. And of course changing the code there changes it in both of them. So it's not like I need to change individual files. I just need to tell my objects use these functions that I want you to use and apply this to that object. And he's trying to push me off. Waiting 4.4 for next action. Look at them go! Woo! To creepy music in the background as two nondescript things walk across the screen. Okay, long enough. Thanks for watching. Not sure if I'm going to make another one in a minute. But if not, then thanks for watching. And I'll see you next time.